Off the Chest, live here on our network. Off the Chest, live on our network.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Off the Chest. My name is SARAI Judah, and with me I have
Brandon Pryor. How's everybody doing?
So today we're going to be playing a little bit of chess, but of course we got to start our chess game with a handshake. And we're going to get to know Mr. Pryor over here, a little bit more about his story, where he came from, things of that nature. So let's get into it. Let's go, sir.
Let's go. Let's see.
All right, sir. So where are you from?
I am from Denver, Colorado, born and raised right here.
Right here in Denver.
Established 1980.
1980.
Yes.
I don't want to, that sounds like a while ago. 1980, I was born in 94. You were like 14 when I was born. So come on, walk us through your youth and, your walk of life and how you ended up at, OU and everything.
Cool. I grew up, like I said, here in Denver. I went to Knight Academy Elementary School, and, I went to Hamilton Middle School, Thomas Jefferson High School, played sports my whole life, was in karate, football, basketball, baseball, did a little bit of everything growing up, and you know, luckily enough, I was blessed to get a scholarship to the University of Oklahoma, you know, when I graduated from TJ. So, football scholarship.
Okay, what's TJ?
TJ, Thomas Jefferson High School. So, yeah, the high school I went to. When I graduated from there, I went to OU.
Okay. And what was that experience like?
It was interesting. TJ was interesting. You know, good mix of kids, but have fun in high school. You know what I mean? See where I want to go, but yeah, I enjoy sports a lot. Like I said, growing up, and just being able to get a college scholarship, that experience was second to none. I was a member of the national championship football team in 2000. So that was pretty sweet. You know, got to experience a lot in my college years, so that was awesome.
Right. So what was your college experience like? I know like for people of color, that college experience could be different, you know what I'm saying? I know for me it was a little weird. So I mean, tell us about OU and you know the ins and outs of that university.
I think one of the best things about going to a university like Oklahoma was experiencing like the diversity there. It was a pretty diverse school, but my eyes were open to a lot of you know, things that were different culturally. Mm-hmm. You know, going to the South, Midwest South kind of area. You know, experienced a little more flagrant racism than you do here. You know what I mean?
What you mean by racism? What kind of racism did you experience?
And when I say flagrant, I mean like in your face. Like people kind of places where they, you know, draw a line in the sand, like don't be dark after dark, and signs of that stuff being up.
Yeah.
Let's see.
I've only heard of stuff like that in Alabama. There was a sign that was like, don't let the sign hit your ass, N-word, nigger, basically. I don't know why I said N-word. But, yeah. It gets real in the field. But, yep. So what about your college experience? Did you play any sports? Were you full ride? How'd you get there?
Yeah, it was a full ride scholarship, football scholarship, played football, you know, and, you know, unfortunately, how that all came to an end, part of my testimony, I got in some trouble when I was in college, you know, and ended up losing my scholarship, stayed in school, but I lost my scholarship. A lot of people don't know that about me. Oh, sorry.
Go ahead.
A lot of people don't know that about me, and you know, it was just something that kind of shaped me into who I am today. You know, as part of the testimony, went through a lot, faced some serious jail time for the trouble that I got into, and was able to overcome that. Was blessed enough to not have to go to jail.
Hold on, what's serious? What's serious jail time?
Serious jail time, life. I was looking at life in jail.
What'd you do?
So
life is. It sounds like you killed somebody.
No, I haven't killed anybody. But when I was in college, I made some bad decisions that took me down, you know, the wrong path, and you know, unfortunately, I had to learn the hard way, you know. But I got into selling drugs, selling marijuana, and there was a drug deal gone bad, and somebody took money that belonged to me, and I decided I needed to get it back. So I kicked their door in, and I robbed them, and, you know, I was looking at 99 years in Texas Department of Corrections for kicking somebody's door in and robbing them at gunpoint as a 21-year-old, you know, who was in college. So it kind of turned my life around. It took me on a wild roller coaster from there, and, you know, but like I said, I learned a lot. I was blessed enough when all of that happened. Like I said, I hadn't had a record before. Um, you know, uh, I was in college, so that was like to my benefit when I was fighting the case. Ended up signing for probation and 10 years probation. So I was on probation for 10 years, you know, and that was hard, but I made it through that, and you know, here to try to do everything I can to try to, you know, influence youth to not make the same decisions.
I feel that.
Try to create platforms for them to participate so they don't have to go down that, you know, same path that I went down.
Right. So what does 10 years of probation all entail? Like, what does that all include? Because to me, it could be different. You know what I'm saying? Probation hinders you sometimes from leaving the state and stuff like that. So what was that experience like for you?
I ended up getting my probation transferred from Texas to Oklahoma so I could, you know, stay in school. You know, I had to get permission to travel every time I wanted to come home. I had to, you know, finish all types of anger management classes and drug classes and, you know, things of that nature. I had to pay fines and restitution. It was hard. It was really hard. But, you know, I made it through with the support of family, you know, constant prayers, you know, from family and me constantly praying. It helped me become closer, you know, to God spiritually, you know what I mean? The whole thing. And I'm not really focused on this game talking to you like this. This is not fair.
It is fair.
And the fans don't ever try to have a conversation or interview and play chess. I'm already at a disadvantage. I'm not even focused on what I'm doing. But it's all good.
Practice.
I just know where pieces can move, and I'm just moving them right now at this point. Let's see.
It be like that sometimes.
Yeah.
Trust me, the first time I did this was a struggle. I got my butt handed to me. I went and looked at the comments, and the girl said, "This is chess, not checkers." I was like, "Dang."
It's
she
true.
hit me with that line.
It's true.
I feel it though.
All right, here we can do this.
Okay. All right. Okay, now you're getting me.
I gotta focus and stop listening to the conversation. Let's see.
But yes. So after probation, getting that transfer and stuff like that, moving forward, what did you focus on? I mean, did you graduate college? Did you what happened after that? Because people think that everything ends. You get your not your time, your sentence or whatever. You do your probation, you're stuck. Did you have to pay like probation fees?
Yeah, probation fees and all the court costs and all that. And then, you know, from there, stayed in school, went to broadcasting school, finished that up. And then like it was hard when I got done with school trying to find jobs. So I did a little bit of everything, like every kind of like warehouse job. I've installed windows in office buildings on a lift that had me on the 15th floor putting in office windows. You know what I mean? Like stuff like that. I've done a little bit of everything, man. So I've learned to appreciate, you know, earning a hard-earned living. You know what I mean?
Right.
But yeah, let me see where I want to go. Here, so I move her. But you know, then from there, like I said, it was hard to find like the job that I wanted or what I was really passionate about. You know, it was tough to find something that I loved. And for years, like over a decade, you know, I bounced around from job to job, not liking what I was doing. And, you know, about 4 years ago, one of my high school coaches, Coach Tony Lindsay, gave me a call and asked if I was interested in being a coach for the Far Northeast Warriors. And I told him, yeah, of course. I'd love to. He had just left South, and South, they built a program over there that was a state championship contender.
Mm-hmm.
And he decided he wanted to come back to the community he lived in, and coach there and help get that back to prominence. So, I wanted to be a part of that. And when that happened, we got kind of involved in and invited to like some meetings that were going on, in the Far Northeast around, education equity, the shared campus model, all that stuff. Let's see.
It's gonna be okay. So
check.
Oh, you got me in check. Okay. Okay. Let me see. Oh well, actually, that's fine.
Oh, I didn't even notice. See, these pieces got me thrown off. I don't know.
I'm telling you, that's what happened to me the first time.
I don't know who's who.
But kind of fast forwarding a little bit, because again, I know we talked about this briefly before, the chess game, but if you could touch on, because I seen you at a Black Agenda event. I cannot remember this. David Banner. Mm-hmm. That David Banner had, taken part of. And so if you could kind of touch on that, how you got there, the events that led up to, you being a guest speaker there, I think that would shed a little bit more light on who you are and, how you got into this whole activism.
Yeah, so thing. Well, to rewind, like I said, like with getting involved in the coaching, we got like heavily involved. We saw what was like the split in the Far Northeast. Like Montbello High School used to be one high school, and now Montbello High School, it was split 7 ways, right? And like in coaching, now we got to get kids from, not 7 ways, 11 ways. We got to get kids from all these different schools to get to practice. So we started seeing the inequities that existed at every one of these schools. Mm-hmm. And we started fighting against that and raising awareness about schools being co-located. Performance being low at certain schools and due to various reasons, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. We started seeing our kids were the most mobile in the district. And what that means is they have to get on a bus to find a quality school. Right. When their white counterparts can, go to a quality school in the neighborhood that they live in. Right. Right. So stuff like that. And then, after fighting for a couple years, we got to the point that you're talking about. Check. Where I can't do that. We got to the point where our voices were carrying a lot of weight, you know what I mean? And in the middle of all of that, I get a call from my son's school, and an incident happened with him. He was in the 2nd grade, 7 years old at the time, and was placed in handcuffs. And hold
on, wait. So kind of pause there. So why was he put in handcuffs? Like, what's the story behind how he even got in handcuffs?
There's no legitimate reason, and like there was no reason that they could give me to, validate why they would put a 7-year-old in handcuffs. Right. Mechanical restraints. Right. Like that's absurd, and it happened. And, check. It happened, but, it raised a lot of awareness to the handcuffings that were taking place and the disproportionate amount of Black students that were being handcuffed in the district. So the district's only 13% Black students, but over 46% of the handcuffings were Black students. You know what I mean? And a large portion of them were in the neighborhood, in Montbello's neighborhood. So, you know, getting to fighting and raising awareness about all of that created, you know, a lot of following for what we're doing now.
Right.
So.
Okay. So, kind of going back forward. So, I remember you kind of speaking on your experience at the school and what happened with, you know, you trying to get to your son and stuff like that. So, if you could kind of touch on that experience and what happened, I would greatly appreciate it.
I gotta move him now and test him.
I mean, that's a rule.
All right, I'll just go ahead and get this game out the way because I'm not even focused on it.
It's okay.
But anyway, so yeah, so like what we're doing now, like we created a lot of support for what we're doing now just by advocating all over the district for the injustices and inequities. Like for instance, not just my son. There was a mother of a middle schooler whose son got just expelled from school with no, you know, reasonable like justification, no process, no nothing. Right. So it's interesting to see, you know, the amount of I don't want to say ignorance. I would just say like the amount of like people don't know what's going on inside the district until like you have somebody like me, a couple other folks like me start raising hell and then bringing stuff to light. But like if I wasn't here, would we know about these handcuffings? Would they be banned now from use in elementary schools? Like we don't know that. So, but all of that's got us to here. We've designed a school now. We got our school approved by the Board of Education. What was it? In August of 2019, and you know we open in the fall of 2021. So we're excited. Okay,
that's dope. I don't think you can move there though.
I can't.
No.
Oh, you're right. See.
I think you're in checkmate. Oh, no, you're not. No, not yet.
Not yet. You got one move to make. Mate.
Checkmate.
There you go.
Yay, I won one, finally.
Good job.
Thank you. But, you know, thank you, sir.
Yep.
So, let's just reset up and we're just going to do it again.
There we go. Oh, yeah, my bad.
No, you're good. So kind of moving forward into like what you're doing now and like where all this has kind of led up to. It's like it's leading up to a big moment, you know, everything that has happened. So where are you now, and you know, what has happened since the whole handcuffing situation?
Well, we've moved past that, you know what I mean? It takes a lot of healing, a lot of trauma happened for our family and my son. But moving forward, like, you know, we still have conversations about it in our house. We, you know, try to help support our son, but we moved past that. We're still fighting a number of, you can go first since you won.
No, you're still first.
Okay.
You're the guest. You got this. Go ahead.
All right, let's see.
Okay. So you guys talk about it, so it's like something that's still, you know.
It's not like something that we sit around and like harp on, but if, you know, my son wants to talk about it and needs to talk about it, we support him. Right. But it's something that, you know, we ended up, you know, settling with the district. I can't go into details about the settlement for legal reasons. Okay. But we did settle with the district. And, you know, we're living life now and moving forward and still trying to create, you know, the best possible situations for our kids.
So they know that they were wrong, basically.
Oh yeah, they know that they were wrong. Anytime you settle, to me, that's an admittance of guilt.
Of course, because if you do something, but you don't feel guilty for it, I mean, you know.
Right.
I don't know. It's one of those things. But, yeah. I don't know. That's just a crazy thing to think about. I don't know what I would do if my kid was in handcuffs. But moving forward with this whole opening of your little HBCU, how's that? How did you get to that point? How did you get that approval? Walk us through the steps of what that's like. So, because that's something that I think us as a people, me and people of color, Blacks, Hispanics, Native Americans, moving forward and trying to establish ourselves and, have our own schooling system for our kids, that'll benefit them. Instead of having like a predominantly white school that's meant to benefit, predominantly white students.
Right.
How did you get to that point?
Take that now.
Okay.
All right. Checkmate. Is that mate?
I think so. You got me. Yeah.
Can you go anywhere to block? No, you can go here.
Oh, well, there you go.
Or, I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. I can just go ahead and just move right there.
That's not me. I don't like backing that.
But yes. I thought that was it. But I guess not. But, okay. So, So again, walk us through the steps of how you got to where you at.
No, but we had to go through. First, we decided, okay, how can we best serve, our community? How can we, create something that's for us and by us, right? And have ownership over something that, a school that meets our kids' needs. And we came up with the HBCU style model. Like, why can't we do, like an HBCU style, high school?
Mm-hmm.
And, we started kicking that ball around, and then we started researching what it take to create an application, a school application to do just that. And we hired an application writer, worked closely with them, somebody who's written a school application. I mean, our application was like this thick.
Mm-hmm.
It was a heavy lift. So we took a 2-year process, something that normally takes 2 years, and condensed that down into 8 months.
Oh, damn.
And got the application written and approved, by the DPS Board of Education. So we are now ready to open. We just hired our principal in the fall of, not fall, I'm sorry. We just hired our principal in June of this year, like Juneteenth, actually.
Okay.
And her name is Dr. Shakira Abney Wisdom. She's awesome. She's a PhD. She's a like I said, Dr. Shakira Abney Wisdom. She went to Florida A&M.
Okay.
We plan on introducing her to the community real soon. Like, we got a couple of virtual events, planned and ready to go. So, looking forward to it.
That's dope. That's dope. And she is a Black woman, right?
Yes.
Okay. So that's something, that's like Black excellence. That's something that we rarely see, a Black woman as any type of like authority figure in our schooling system. So I think that that's tight. I definitely, I support y'all in your educational endeavors.
Well, we appreciate all the support.
That probably wasn't the best move, but yes. So kind of like, so I don't know if there's anything that you kind of missed in your off the chest moment, because I know you say you've been through a lot and there's a lot of stuff. There's a lot of stuff that has happened. Oh, damn. There's a lot of stuff that's happened and that has kind of shaped everything and kind of changed the way everything is kind of going.
I'm sorry. I'm focused. I can't let you beat me how you beat me last time, so I'm focused on the board now. Like, I can't be double-minded right now. No, I'm sorry. Can you repeat that?
Is there anything that you would like to get off the chest that we haven't touched on? We touched on, the whole robbery situation. We touched on, the whole thing that happened with your kid prior to that. So I'm pretty sure there's like an in-between college and...
Just for me, what I'd like to get off my chest is that people can go through something
mm-hmm.
people can experience, failures in their life and learn from them. And it doesn't have to be a failure. It can be a learning lesson, you know what I'm saying? And take that and grow. And, that's kind of what I've done and been blessed enough to be able to be in the position I am now to help folks, you know what I mean? And, that's the main thing I'd like to get off my chest is like, you can't have a testimony without a test.
Right.
You know what I mean? So everybody, you're going to go through something in life, but it's how you rebound and bounce back. And I just want to be a living example of that. Like I said, I made bad decisions in my life, but I didn't ever give up on myself. You know what I mean? And oftentimes God doesn't call the qualified into a situation. He qualifies the called. And that's what he did with me. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? So I'm not no education expert, but I've made myself one because he chose me to be in this realm. Right. So, I don't know. It's just, that's all I'd like to get off my chest. Nothing too heavy.
Nothing too heavy.
Right.
I mean, your story's pretty heavy, though. You went from, damn near spending your life in prison to, like, making a real move and a real, like, change. Like, making that change. Being the change you want to see. And that's sometimes something that we don't see. It's like we go through something and we think that setback is the end all be all. And that's not the case.
Right.
So I definitely commend you on your success.
Well, I appreciate it.
There's always more of a way to go, but I can honestly say that is dope. That is what we call Black excellence. You know what I'm saying? So,
right.
Yes, man. I mean, yes, man. I don't know why I said man. I don't know why I said that. But yeah.
Let's see. Where do I want to move?
So, I'm pretty sure that concludes our episode today. Thank you guys so much. And again, thank you so much, Mr. Pryor, for coming in today. So with that, we say shalom.
Thanks for watching. We appreciate you lending us your eyes and ears.